The law of karma, the teaching of Nishkam karma, begins at the point of dissatisfaction. For that matter, all spirituality is only for the dissatisfied ones. The ones who are cool and cozy and contented, I always tell them to carry on. Cool, cozy, contented, continue. Continue. It is an animal-like state in which you do not have any inner turbulence, any deep discontentment, and therefore you have no vision, no desire for a greater self. That's a characteristic of animals, is it not? Do animals ever experience any kind of existential angst? Do they? Ever heard a buffalo contemplating the meaning of life? Would be quite a pretty picture, by the way. B for buffalo, and the buffalo is saying to be or not to be. Am I really a buffalo? Because to be is to be a buffalo. Or some monkey questioning whether the tree really exists. That doesn't happen. They are all right. And there is no need to forcefully disturb someone who is feeling all right. It is too messy an affair and often worthless. Is it worth it to intrude into somebody's peace, howsoever superficial or artificial it is, and shake him up when he doesn't want to be shaken up? The effort may not be worth it. There might be better candidates to teach, to bring up, to support. Either the questioner has mentioned just half the story, in which case he is either not fully honest or does not trust me fully. Or if this is the complete story as per the questioner, then the story is nice. Let the story continue. I go to the office and work for money. Happy shappy. What kind of juvenile story is this? Is this what happens in your office? You go to the office, you work and you get money? Is that the complete story, the total picture? Anybody who has ever entered a workplace even for one day knows that this is not even a fraction of the total psychological happening. There is much more that happens at the workplace. Why don't you tell us about that? Yes, it is true that you went to the office expecting money. But what did you get? Yes, it is true that you expected money, expecting that money will give you that. Did money give you that? Maybe your expectation that work will give you money was fulfilled. But why are you hiding from me that there was another expectation The expectation was that money will give you that. Did that expectation materialize? Did that happen? Further, you are presenting as if it is some kind of a one-to-one linear mapping between work and money. When you say you go to the office and work and you get money, is it only money that you get from the office, first thing? Secondly, do you get money necessarily for work? Answer both the questions. First, when you go to the office and work, is it only money that you get? No, there is much more that you get. Maybe you are not conscious of all that you are obtaining when you are at your workplace, but there is much more that you are obtaining. All kinds of nonsense, blemishes, rubbish, stress, comparisons and anxiety. Equally, when you get paid, is it only because you worked? There are so many who get paid not because they work, but because they know a few other skills. Is it really a one-to-one kind of mapping? Is it? It is not. It's a complex situation that you are presenting in a deceptively simplistic way. Shri Krishna is for those who come to see that their expectations are firstly not being fulfilled, and more scarily, even when their expectations are being fulfilled, it is not giving them fulfillment. It is a great discovery to come to. Fulfillment of expectations does not give you fulfillment. Expectations might get fulfilled, you do not get fulfilled.